Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Hello. How are you all doing today?
Good. You?
Perfect. I'm great. Thank you. I'm just going to kind of let people trickle on in, but you're welcome. If you've never been here before, the way that we kind of do this is you just let me know any questions that you have related to your hair health or just anything in general about hair or skin health. And I'll just try to answer it to the best of my ability, just to help you learn either how to use the product or how to take care of your hair and skin in general. So if you have any questions, you're welcome to start asking while everyone else kind of trickles in. It's up to you. Don't be shy. If you do have a question, just unmute yourself and ask. If you don't have anything to say, if you could kindly just keep it on mute so that everyone has a chance to hear. Okay? Don't be shy. So maybe I'll start it off, then I'll give a little icebreaker. So I get asked all the time about hair health related to hormonal conditions. So most of the women and men who use Crisen, they use it because they've been suffering some type of hair loss that it's very hard for them, emotionally difficult. And so they kind of want to know what methods they can use. They usually have purchased the oils, which is our most popular product, but they also want to know what else can I do. And something that I like to keep our focus on, especially in regards to hair health, it's important to remember that your hair and your skin health are reflections of your inner health. And so if you are trying to um, stop your hair from falling, or if you are experiencing hair loss and you're not sure why, um, you want to take a look within and see if your diet, if your exercise, if your stress is something that might be debilitating to your hair health. Um, the major cause of hair loss that I see with all of our users has to do with stress. And so if you're experiencing high volumes of stress, normally what happens is if you have a traumatic event in your life or something happens, you experience a lot of stress, your hair will kind of start to fall within about 3 months. You know, a lot of hair loss. So you just want to see what your life has been like, see what you're going through, and just make sure that you're taking care of your inner health. That includes diet, it includes exercise, it includes many things that we might not even think of. Because if your body is going through anything that causes it to go through, let's say, unhealthy times, your hair and skin are the first things to go. Your extremities are the first things to be affected. So, with that, do you guys have any questions I can help you with in regards to what you're experiencing? Because you might be going through something that others are going through as well. So, your questions really help everyone to kind of understand. Who wants to be the first? Should I call on someone? No? No one? Okay. Well,
I have a question.
okay. Hi, how are you? If you can just...
Hi, I'm good. I just wanted to know, like, how long, like, how if I use the extensive treatment care once a week, is that like gonna show, like, give results? If it's only once a week, 'cause I only wash my hair once a week.
Okay, so you're asking if you use the treatments only once a week, will it help you? Like,
Yeah, the extensive hair treatment that you have,
yeah,
the original one, not the new mask.
yeah. So the hair oil, the extreme sweetening hair oil, that one, all of our users are different in the way that they use it because it is a versatile product. Many of our users only wash their hair once a week, especially those who are African American. They might wash their hair once a month. It depends on
Yeah.
the scalp type. If you're using it however often you use it, you want to consider kind of like a vitamin, like a super vitamin for your hair. So,
Okay.
so you know how when you're trying to take care of your body and you are eating very healthy, let's say you're having a diet of vegetables, broccoli and spinach, and it's very rich, right? Your
Yep.
health is going to feel great when
Mm-hmm.
you're taking care of your diet. As soon as you start to eat foods that have been processed and foods that are high in sugar and salt, you might feel a little lethargic. Your health might change. Your hair is kind of similar in the sense that when you're feeding it nutrition and nutrients, you're going to see extreme shine. You're going to feel strength. You're going to feel your hair has a lot of elasticity. But
Mm-hmm.
you stop taking care of it for long periods of time, it will revert back to its um, to the state that you're feeding it. So if you're using it once a week, that's okay. I have a lot of users who do that. I also have users who use it every single day. And
Yeah.
there are different ways to use it as well. If you're using it for your scalp, I recommend putting it on your scalp or on your hair before you get your hair wet, whether you're swimming or bathing, taking a shower. So it really protects your hair from excess water absorption. It protects your hair from breakage because it fills crevices in your hair strands that water cannot. And it keeps that moisture of the water from leaving your hair. So your hair is able to stay strong. The terpene oils,
Okay.
essential oils penetrate your hair root and hair bulb and help to stimulate that. So as often as you're putting it on, usually I tell users to use it at night and leave it on overnight. As often as you're
Yeah.
able to leave it on, and that's when it's going to be able to work.
Yeah, I do leave it on overnight, and I went a few months, like I did it like once a month, and I'm like I wasn't noticing anything changing, so it was just me not being consistent, and then I did it the last 2 weeks in a row, and today I can tell a difference in my hair, so I'm like, maybe I should ask how often she thinks. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Does anyone else have a question I can help you with? You guys are not very talkative this morning. Okay, so let's see, some things that are kind of fun to learn about your hair. So we all know that our hair is made up of protein, okay? But our hair is also made up of a ton of fats. This is ceramides and cholesterol and things that we wouldn't normally think of. And so when you're using oils on your hair, a lot of people notice a change right away. And that's because oils like oils. And so when you're using oils on your hair, which already has fats, sometimes it might be the first time you're using oils in your life. And so your hair kind of soaks it in and really loves it. The different oils that we have, you notice there are 55 different oils in the hair oil alone. That is purposefully done. And all of those oils work synergistically one with another for your hair. Each oil has a different molecular structure. And so when you are putting those oils on your hair, each structure penetrates a different part of your hair that others could not. Some penetrate your hair, like coconut oil binds to proteins in your hair. So if you're suffering from protein loss, the coconut oil, there's something called lauric acid within coconut oil that binds to protein, and it helps prevent protein loss and strengthens your hair. It can penetrate deep into your hair strand because the triglyceride is like a linear structure where your hair strands are more linear in shape. So if you get like on a microscopic level, you'll see that your hair actually absorbs that coconut oil really well, where other triglycerides like sunflower oil, even though it's a triglyceride just the same, it doesn't penetrate deep within. It does nothing to help prevent protein loss. So each oil has its own different characteristics that work differently with your hair type, which is why, I don't know, which is why so many people use all these different types of oils all the time. I see on my chat, I have a couple of questions. So from Dr. Lisa Kramer, let's see. How do we reduce stress due to hair loss? Let's see. And will Kristen reverse graying of hair and prevent graying? So these are very good questions. Now, when your hair is turning gray, usually, no matter what you do, you won't be able to get that color back. However, using Chrisin can help prevent graying. It can help prevent your hair from losing that color pigment in the first place. I have seen users, and you might have seen these too, in the comments posting their before and after pictures. And some users are reporting that their hair is turning dark. And that, I can't attest to that just because it's not something that I think would work for everybody. But in my own experience, my mother-in-law, who is the main inspiration for these recipes, she is 62 and she doesn't have gray hair. She's from Sri Lanka and she's been using these oils throughout her life. And her hair is very healthy, very black and dark. She's never dyed her hair, it's very thick. And the reason she says is because she uses these different oils and herbs and hair masks and hair packs. And she's been using them throughout her life. So, um, will it reverse gray hair? You'll see some users saying yes, it has worked for them to reverse their gray hair. Is it something I would promote? No, because I don't know if that would apply to everyone. It's not something that the product has been tested to do. It's not something that I can say, and it really depends on the usage and how often they're using, and I'm not sure of every person's story. So it's a great question though. And how can we reduce stress from the job, especially Dr. Kramer, you're a doctor, so I'm sure your job is very stressful. We all have stress in our lives. We all go through bouts of depression, of low times, of high times. And those times, if we don't address them and heal them, focus on them, and try to work it through, they can have a devastating impact on the health of your hair. So if your hair is starting to fall, if it's getting thin, if you notice that, you're losing your hair maybe because of constricted blood vessels, maybe your hair is not getting the blood flow that it needs to give nutrition to your hair root and bulb, and this would cause a lot of hair loss. These things have to do with the chemical balances in your body. And so you've probably heard of DHT binding to the hair follicles and suffocating the, the blood flow, so that your hair is cut off of all of those nutrients and your hair starts to fall off. The way that we address stress, and the way I'm not sure how many of you guys are part of the Grow by Kristen course, but this is something that I teach in the course for those of you who are there, is that you want to make sure that you are meditating, having peace. There's a very big difference between happiness and peace. Happiness it can come from anything. It can come from your environment, from your material possessions. It can be temporal. Peace is something, it's an inner peace that you feel throughout. It's something that you practice and you start to maintain. A sense of peace can come through prayer, through meditation, through clearing your mind, organizing your thoughts. Peace can also come from waking up. I mean, it sounds simple. Waking up early in the morning, sleeping at a reasonable time at night, getting enough sleep. When you have a clean home, when you have your things in order, peace will come. When you have mutual love and respect between you and your family members, peace can come. And so the things that I teach are to clear out any excess junk in your life. Junk can be toxic relationships, clear it out of your life. A messy home, clear it out. You want to have peace everywhere. If you have, too many commitments, try to clear it out. The important thing I think for people to recognize is that you only have this one life, or at least just think that you might only have this one life. And this is your time here on the earth with your body. You want to take the best care of it that you possibly can. You want to make sure that you are eating well, that you are getting plenty of sleep, well rested, that you have time to sort out your thoughts, which is why I'm such a big advocate for meditation and prayer. That you have time to, maybe if you find it easier, to write in your journal, to kind of keep your thoughts down, because when you do these things, when you unwind, peace will come. Your body reacts, whether it's so stress is mental, you feel overwhelmed, it's a mental stress, but it affects your physical, your mental and your physical are inextricably connected. You can't separate them at all. And so if you're caring for your physical, your mental will benefit. So I feel that with most of my users, the ones who have seen the most positive results are those who have kind of let go of unnecessary things in their life and try to put their health as a top priority. More than money, more than anything, your health should be your number one priority. When your health is strong, money will come. When your health is strong, your family happiness will come. So your health, meaning not just your physical health, but your mind as well. There are some ingredients. So in our vitamins, you'll notice our vitamins don't contain biotin or anything that you would see normally in a hair growth product. Instead, it contains gotu kola, ashwagandha, curry leaf, and things that are a little bit different. These are there mostly for your mental health. So if you've ever studied ashwagandha, you'll notice ashwagandha is a huge promoter of stress relief. If you look in the reviews of people who have been using the vitamins, they feel and they're attesting to the fact that their mental health has improved a lot. So sometimes your mental health can be negatively affected if you aren't getting the right nutrients in your body to support mental health. So the vitamins themselves are made for that purpose, to reduce your stress, to reduce your cortisol levels, to help bring a sense of peace. Um, yeah, so those are great questions. I'm going to kind of skim through here. Feel free to call out any other questions that you might have. I'm just going to look through the chat while you guys are doing that. So I see, what hairbrush do you recommend for someone with fine hair but a lot of it? When you're buying hairbrushes, the bristles, if your bristles are thick and strong, then you can expect a strong pull. And so you kind of want to have patience and get bristles that are thinner. If you have very fine hair and you're getting a thick bristled brush, your hair doesn't really stand a chance against tangles. So if you have a tangle, most likely a thick bristled brush will pull that tangle out along with your hair. You will lose hair when you use a thick bristled brush, unless you have extremely coarse, iron strong hair. I use very fine, like, those detangling brushes. They have very fine bristles. I use that for me and for my girls, and I just kind of finger comb my own hair because I feel like your hair is, if it's long because it's been growing for so many years, and so it's kind of you don't want to go against that and just start pulling it out. Um, just because you're impatient. So get a thin bristled brush, especially for fine thinning hair, and be extremely gentle. Take your time, set aside enough time so that you can be gentle, but take your time to kind of work out the tangles. If you see a tangle, go ahead and put the brush down and work it through with your fingers if you can, and then continue after it's out. So I do that with me and with my girls. My daughters have very different hair types. My oldest daughter, she's 8, Sarah. She has very fine hair, but it's really thick, and so her hair tangles extremely easily. It's also very curly. So when I brush her hair, it takes me a very long time, because if I'm too tense, if I'm in a rush, she would lose a lot of her hair to breakage. But I'm very careful with hers. I take time to separate each tangle to try to get all the tangles out without causing harm. My daughter Indrani, she's 5 years old. She has very thick, coarse hair, which is very curly, but I can get her hair brushed no matter how tangled it is. I can get it brushed in just a few minutes because her hair is a little bit stronger. It's not going to break as easily. So that's a very good question. And then let's see. How many times in a week should we do our hair? Is that the question, Artie? It says how many times in a week we should our hair. I'm guessing you're asking how many times should we do our hair. Do you mean brushing it or I'm not exactly sure for that question. I'll get back to that. Artie, if you can rewrite that question, I'm not sure what you mean by that. And then let's see, Kim Kim Marie Bryant says, the last couple of years, my scalp has been getting very sensitive to the point where it hurts at times. Additionally, I've stopped coloring my hair because of my scalp sensitivity. My hair has not been colored for a year and a half and is very dry. Do you think the oils can help with scalp sensitivity? And then how would you recommend I use it? Okay, so Kim Marie Bryant, if you're having sensitivities of your scalp, uh, I just kind of would like to know a little bit more about your routine, about what you're doing to take care of your scalp. Are you using, what type of shampoo are you using? Because usually sensitivity means that there might be an issue. Sensitivity could mean that you are not washing away sebum buildup or dirt. If you've noticed, do you have any flakes or anything like that? Because if you're using a shampoo that does not wash away the dirt and buildup, you can get bacterial colonies building up around your follicles. And those bacterial colonies would make your scalp extremely sensitive to the touch. And that would actually suffocate your hair follicle and cause your hair to fall eventually if it's not taken care of. Um, or perhaps, I'm not sure if you've been using products that are making your hair red or itchy. If you're using a new product that is causing your hair to be red, you're causing your scalp to be red, itchy, painful, swelling. It could be that you're allergic to one of the ingredients within that product. And I would just kind of see what your hair care routine is and see if that could be a reason why. So I'm going to kind of pick on you and ask you to unmute and see if you have anything.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I switched to Viore, it's called, shampoo bars and conditioner, just because I was having such issues with the other stuff that I was using. Yeah, so I'm not really sure. And it's not always. I usually wash my hair every other day. And I don't have it always. So I'm not really sure what it is.
Do you have any flaking or anything like that? Like that
Sometimes
sometimes? I would just maybe consider, so Viore, is that a sulfate-free shampoo?
it is.
Okay, so we just released a sulfate-free shampoo as well. And this is the thing about sulfate-free shampoos that you want to understand very well. Sulfates are not all the same. Sodium lauryl sulfate is a sulfate that is known to be very bad for you. And the reason for that is because it has a molecular structure that is so incredibly small. It penetrates deep into your scalp. It is not a naturally occurring substance. It's something that can cause immense irritation for some people. There are other types of sulfates, like I think ammonium sulfate is one of those. All of these ones have much larger molecular structures that don't penetrate the scalp, but they are strong enough to remove dirt and grime. With sulfate-free shampoos, especially because we just launched one, so I'm noticing this even with our own customers, people who I've been teaching for so long. They notice that sometimes it doesn't wash oils out. Sometimes it doesn't take away that dirt and grime. And that's very scary. One thing that I teach all of our users is that you want your scalp to be clean. If your scalp is not clean, like actually, let me give this example. This might help you understand better. When you're taking care of your skin, like your face, how often would you wash your face? Sometimes morning and night, at
Yeah.
least every day, right?
Yeah.
Your face and your scalp are not much different. And so you want to make sure that your scalp is being clean. The thing with sulfate free shampoos is they are extremely moisturizing, some of them. When you use a moisturizer, I mean, would you use a moisturizer to wash your face? Would you take a moisturizer and rub it on your face and call it clean, even if you're rinsing it off with water? Most likely not. It's something that you have to be very careful with. If you're not removing dirt and grime, like I said, those bacterial colonies would start to show up. It is very unusual for a healthy scalp to have dandruff or flaking. It's extremely unusual. It means that there's product buildup, or there's dirt, or there's sebum buildup, or there's something there that shouldn't be there, because the dandruff and flaking is a result of bacteria. And so what I would recommend is just once, try a clarifying shampoo, just once.
Okay.
Try one without sodium lauryl sulfates. Try one with a sulfate that is safer. And Google can help you with this, or you can email me at info@kristenbeauty.com, and I'll tell you some different sulfates that are much safer than SLS. Try that once and see how your hair responds. Don't use it every day, because using a clarifying shampoo every day, it takes you back into that vicious cycle of, it will take away all of the sebum and dirt and buildup from your scalp. And you will start to notice your hair becomes oily quicker, because your scalp tries to give more of that sebum to make up for the loss. So you would want to use a clarifying shampoo no more than once a week, maybe
Okay.
once every 2 weeks even. And in between that time, you can go back to your sulfate-free shampoo. You can use that sulfate-free shampoo for the rest of the week, but just try once a week or even once every 2 weeks to completely cleanse your scalp. You can also use things like apple cider vinegar, but if you don't have the right recipe, or if you're not used to using it, it can be a little bit scary at first. But apple cider vinegar, it's like a clarifier. It's helped to clean your scalp really well. So if you want to send me an email, I'll send you a good recipe on how to use that.
Okay.
But that's something I'd recommend.
Okay, thank you. So do you recommend then with the sulfate-free shampoo washing every day maybe instead of every other?
No, with the sulfate-free shampoo, it will clean very lightly. It's not going to do a deep clean. So if you wash your hair every day, you can use it every day. But I don't recommend people changing their current routine. If you're not used to washing your hair every day, stick with what you're used to and
Okay.
make sure the product fits your routine. I
Okay.
wouldn't change your routine for the product.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
I just have a quick question.
Yes, of course.
What is there anything I can do? Like, because I've been trying to grow my hair out for the past 10 years, but I've also been pregnant the last 10 years, currently pregnant with my 6th child. And it seems like my hair, like you, just kind of has stalled, kind of mid-length.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, I've been actually using your product. Your products have been, fantastic. I have seen actually, because I've been dealing with a lot of pregnant, hormonal hair loss from pregnancy, and just being a mom in general. Is there anything else that you can recommend besides, I've been doing I've been actually mixing your oils with the herbal mask twice a week, and been taking the hair vitamins and doing the the shakes, in the morning. My kids actually love them too. But is there anything else I can do to maybe get past this barrier of my hair being mid-length?
Absolutely. No, I know what you mean. I'm pregnant with my 5th right now, so I know life can get really hectic, especially as a mother. It's very difficult. One thing so you're already doing so much. You're doing the green smoothies, the green juices and everything. So that is a very good place to start. Another thing to remember is that we all have
Yeah.
types that grow a little bit differently. When I was pregnant with my 1st and my 2nd, I lost so much hair, and I wasn't really doing anything during those times. I started more recently. It is a matter of consistency. It's a matter of being willing to kind of sacrifice things that you're used to for comfort, but they might not be the healthiest for you. Like in our family, we used to love sugar and salty foods, and we just kind of went through our cupboards and cleared all of that out and just threw it all away. We started making home cooked meals. This was many years ago. My husband is very good about making those green smoothies for us every single morning. It's something that with consistency, I know you'll see that strength return. your hair's breaking point, like if the ends of your hair are breaking, that is where the oils would help you the most. If that's what you're worried about, is retaining length, because my hair, like yours, stopped growing at a certain length. And if you reduce heat styling tools, if you stop using heavy hair products that cause your hair to dry and be vulnerable to breakage, it seems like maybe you're not doing any of that. From your
Yeah,
shaking your
see,
head.
I try, like, I do like, curling my hair, and I do put my hair in a braid and use those, sometimes I'll use those all natural sugar water and I'll put in your Kristen oils. Is that something that would damage my hair if I want to like do just the overnight braids, like, or,
Curling your
like if I do want to style my hair,
curling your hair with the heat
not
styling.
using any like,
Go ahead.
I was just like, because I noticed like when I, like sometimes, like when I want to, if I want to go out with my husband and I want to curl my hair, the following night, I'll like put in those sponge curling overnight sleeping. And I just am like wondering, like, am I damaging my hair every time I'm using that?
Well,
Even though I'm using natural products, like
I think you would know the answer to that, because
to,
normally
to
when you're
set it.
yeah, normally when you're using something like non-heat styling tool, I think that that's not what causes your hair to fall out. No, normally, if you're using something like a curler and you're just wearing it throughout the day and taking it out and your hair is curled just from the time that you've been using it, that's very safe for your hair. But if you're putting it in and you're sleeping on it and you feel tugging and pulling and breakage, then you kind of know your answer from that. But using heat styling tools would cause your hair to break at the ends. If your hair is breaking towards the ends, it usually means that that has become so dry. So when you're using like a product like Chrisin, it's important to remember there are three different stages of hair protection. There's the penetration, which is what you do before you bathe. You're putting the oils in your hair. That's penetrating your hair, so it helps to reduce water absorption, so your hair doesn't break from hygrofatigue, from expanding so fast because of excess absorption of water. And then there's the M part, which stands for moisturization. Your hair needs moisture. Oil is not moisture. Oil is oil. Water is what gives you that moisture. And so after you wash your hair and your hair is damp, your hair has plenty of moisture. However, that moisture does evaporate. And so you need that protection, which is the last P. The protection would be to add a little tiny touch of oil on damp hair after you've washed it, and that helps to retain the moisture. When you take a hair strand and you just gently tug on it, your hair should be able to stretch. If your hair is breaking, you can tell your hair is very dry. So your hair should be able to have some elasticity and some stretch to it. So just remember those three steps. There's the penetration, there's moisturization, and protection. So penetration is oil prior to getting it wet. Moisturization is the actual moisture itself, the water, which you would get from damp hair or from applying a moisturizing product that is water-based. And then the protection comes when you seal in that moisture and you keep that moisture from evaporating. And that might help you. If maybe you haven't been doing that, that might help you by just applying a little touch of oil to the ends of your hair when it's damp after you've bathed. It will help the ends from breaking and help you to retain that length, if that helps you. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just did your hair oil last night and washed my hair out with, rice water, basically. And this is kind of the outcome of the length of how my hair is. So it's,
I see.
have a better understanding of,
Mhm.
is there anything I can do better to make sure that it, I guess I should try to keep just keep doing what I'm doing. I mean, I had a lot of hair breakage due to COVID and wearing the mat and wearing those face shields, which was not helpful in my hair journey, but
Yeah, I completely
you
understand.
know, I'm seeing more of a reverse on it since the whole lips of the mask ordinance, you know, has gone away.
I made a video on our YouTube channel last year on how to prevent hair breakage. It's something that I would recommend that you look for.
Yep,
There
I've used
are,
all your, I saw that video and I've
okay,
actually changed everything. I actually put, you know, majority of the time put my hair in a silk cap and I sleep on silk pillows, and I've really done a 180
good job.
difference on, you know, like just my routine and everything
That's wonderful. Absolutely.
since
That's,
doing your coursing.
that's great. Yeah, so I would just recommend this because I'm just looking at your hair. What I can see is the top of it looks like it still has oil in it, where the bottom looks very dry. So I feel like your
Yeah.
ends are losing moisture a lot. I feel like this might help you. If I mean, most of us,
So
when we're washing the oils out, we wash it.
okay. So do you think I should oil? I
I
have very oily skin as it is.
I would switch
So
that.
that's why I'm like,
Bottoms look a little bit more oily and your top is more dry. So I would wash with a shampoo that kind of takes those oils out if you want them, unless you want to keep them in, you're welcome to. As long as it's
yeah.
removed from your scalp will be able to breathe and be healthy. But for your ends, take a little bit of oil on damp hair. So dampen your ends really well and then take a little bit of oil to seal that moisture in. You don't want your ends to look
Okay.
dry. If your ends are dry, then it will be prone to environmental pollution and breakage and damage just from the environment itself, especially if it's very weak. So you want to give it that chance to become strengthened and strong. That's what I would recommend.
Yeah. All right.
Helps you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna keep going down the list here, if that's okay with you guys. Um, okay, so I see someone asked, what is the reason for dandruff? I feel like we kind of covered that. If you have any further questions on that, just let me know. Let's see. From Belle, it says, I have used your oil and am loving it. I've masked my hair in the past with just coconut oil and castor oil. And then when I started using Kristen, I've noticed that Kristen has made my hair fall less during the masking process. Can you explain why Kristen makes hair fall less than using only coconut and castor oil alone? Okay, Belle. So that is a great question. When you're using oils in general, oils themselves are a little bit heavier and they are able to penetrate areas where water alone would not. So usually when you have hair loss when using oils, it could be that the oils you're using are a little bit too heavy because it's hair that is already been it's in that shedding phase. Usually if you're shedding hair when using oils, it's because your hair is in that shedding phase already. And so your hair is bound to fall out regardless. And losing your hair when using oils is usually typical when you first start using oils. And so that's because the oils will cleanse out the hair follicle tube and cause the dead hairs to shed to make room for new growth. And so using Chrisin, it does have a ton of antioxidants and nutrients that penetrate into the scalp. And this helps to strengthen your hair. It also increases blood flow. So if your hair has not entered that shedding phase, those nutrients will actually strengthen the blood flow to that follicle. It can strengthen your hair itself and even prevent it from entering the shedding phase to keep it in that growing phase a little bit longer. So that could be why. I hope that answers your question. And then let's see.
Thank you. Yeah, that did answer my questions. And thank you so much for the explanation.
You're welcome. Absolutely. You're very welcome. Let's see. How does the hair mask benefit your hair? So if you guys notice, we just came out with a brand new product. It's called the 100 Plus Chrisen Hair Strengthening Mask. Hair strengthening masks, or they're also called hair packs, they are so good for your hair. These ones have nutrition that you just can't really get anywhere else. And just like how every oil absorbs into your follicle differently, these masks are meant for your scalp and they benefit your scalp a little bit differently. The most obvious reason that hair masks give a benefit is their exfoliation properties. Your scalp, just like your face, gets dead skin, and that dead skin needs to be removed, to be exfoliated. And the packs or the hair mask powders that are in that jar do just that. They remove dead skin from your scalp, keeping your scalp fresh and clean. And when you have a fresh, clean scalp, it'll reduce inflammation, reduce irritation. And then the ingredients within will also penetrate areas of your scalp that increase that blood flow and give nutrition and vitamins to your hair shaft, to your hair root, and strengthen your hair. So you'll notice when you use that hair mask, your scalp and everything will feel very fresh. It will feel clean and healthy. That's just the one reason that I use it at least once a week. I feel that it's something that is as critical as just like a facial. And then because of the many different ingredients, each one has its own unique properties that strengthen in its own way. And so it just kind of the same principles as the oils, but different absorption techniques, different absorption methods. It's just a way to give a lot of very healthy ingredients to your scalp, just as you would have a vast array of healthy foods in your diet to promote healthiness in your body. The same thing with your topical treatments, with your scalp treatments, is to just keep it so that you're able to get as many nutrients from a variety of good ingredients as possible. So, okay, let's see. I have a question. Okay, so this is from Bell again. I have a question about your shampoo and conditioner. Let's see. Research says we should use products with a balanced pH level. What is the pH level? Let's see. So does your shampoo and conditioner set have a normal pH level for scalp? Yes, so our shampoo and conditioner are 4.5 pH, which is just what your scalp needs. It won't offset your regular pH at all. It's just very gentle formulation. Your scalp is naturally slightly acidic, which is why the 4.5 pH is fine for your scalp. Let's see. Sufism says, how long does it take for your hair to grow when using the oil? And like we explained a little bit earlier, everybody's hair grows at different lengths. And honestly, we all have different internal struggles, whether it be stress or hormonal conditions, thyroid conditions, things that are roadblocks for us in our own unique hair care journeys. And so for some, you might have noticed some reviews of people saying, wow, my hair is growing so much, and they've only been using it for a month or for a week. I've had people who have been using the oil for 6 months before they see that hair growth that is so special to them. But for them, it means so much because they're those who have been going through chemotherapy or um, things that are so difficult that we might not be going through. And so it does depend on your situation, on the health of your body. It really depends what you're going through to see different results. Your hair does grow at different lengths, regardless. This has a lot to do just with your body's natural composition. So it depends, but you will see a big change in your hair health right away. When you use oil for the first time, you're going to notice that your cuticles kind of seal up, where prior to using oils, you might have had very frizzy hair or hair that is very dry. When you start to use oils for the first time, you're going to notice your hair becomes very smooth and shiny and elastic. So like how I said, when you pull on a strand of your hair, it should be able to have some stretch to it. When you're using oils, it allows your hair to have that elasticity, that stretch, which is very important to prevent breakage. So that question is something that is different for every single hair type, for every single different health condition. It really would depend. And let's see, would clarifying shampoo be good for protein buildup? It depends which clarifying shampoo you're using, and usually not. What I was mentioning for protein buildup, it is if you're having excess protein, yes, the clarifying shampoo, if it's protein that is not, making up your hair, clarifying shampoo would take away any foreign things that are obstructing your hair growth. So let's say you've applied product to your hair like keratin treatments or things like that. Clarifying shampoo would remove excess buildup of anything, protein or sebum or dirt or anything that is foreign to your scalp and hair. Would it help from protein loss? Probably not. It might actually exacerbate protein loss if you're not using the right type of things to protect it. Coconut oils and some of the oils that we use in Chrisan do have certain properties that bind to protein and protect your hair from protein loss. But I think that's a different subject than what you were asking. And then let's see. Should you massage your hair for some time when you put oil in it? Yes, absolutely. When you give your hair a massage, I'm not sure if you've ever seen the tutorial that I made on how to use the Chrisan hair oil, but I recommend giving your head a nice scalp massage, and do this every day because your scalp, when you stimulate your scalp, it increases blood flow. So especially if you're suffering from things like hair loss, you want to make sure that your follicles are not being cut off from blood flow. When you're massaging your scalp, it sends blood to that area, and that helps to, let's say your blood vessels are constricted, it kind of helps to open up those blood vessels. There are also properties inside the oils themselves, unique ingredients that are inside the terpene oils that help to open up those blood vessels. So if you are suffering from constricted blood vessels and noticing hair thinning and hair loss, the terpene oils or the essential oils within Chrisan will help to open up those blood vessels and send more nutrition to your hair to help it grow. Yeah, so I hope that answers that. I think I have a little bit more here. Do we have a special sales or a discount right now since it's Father's Day? Yes, we are going to be launching a brand new product today just for men. It's going to be really awesome. My husband has been looking forward to this for so long because it's a beard strengthening oil. Usually men who like to have nice healthy beards or healthy hair, they have a problem with dandruff and dryness and breakage. And so we're releasing a beard strengthening oil along with a 15% site-wide discount for Father's Day. We're going to be doing that starting today. I believe later on you guys should receive an email that invites you guys to partake of that, and that'll be fun. Then let's see. Do you prefer to mask your hair with Chrisan overnight other than 1 to 2 hours in the day? Yes. So with hair growth, your hair growth has a lot to do with your circadian rhythm. And so your cells in your body are actually more active at night. So when you're applying hair oil, your scalp will more easily absorb that and utilize the nutrition in that at night rather than during the day. And so I do recommend applying the oil at night, but I understand some of you guys might have, I have a lot of users who have trouble sleeping when they have hair oils in, because they kind of wrap it in plastic bags and do all sorts of things to keep it from going on their pillowcase and stuff. So it could be difficult, but I recommend using it at night because it helps your scalp utilizes it much easier in the nighttime and uses more of those nutrients at night than during the daytime. Just how your body works. It actually works better when your cells are more active. Okay, and then will your Chrisan oil be helpful to mask on your eyebrows too? I want to grow my eyebrows thicker. So yes, there are certain types of oils that are specifically focused on brows and different oils for lashes. And it has a lot to do with the growth cycles. Your brows and your lashes have different growth cycles than the hair on your head. And so the Crison oils are specifically formulated for the hair on your head, but we are going to be releasing a brow oil and a lash oil later on, I think next week or the week after, but I'm pretty sure next week we're going to be releasing those. You can supplement by using the hair oil on your lashes and brows, but the ones that we're going to be releasing are specifically formulated for those purposes. So it's really up to you on how you wish to use those oils. And then I think that's the last question I have. Do any of you guys have any other questions you want to ask me? You can just unmute yourself and let me know. We have about 9 more minutes. Oh, I see. Let's see. Nazish says I do. So Nazish, where are you? I'm going to call on you. Go ahead and tell me your question.
All right, I was trying to type, but it was taking longer. So
Okay.
can you said something about apple cider vinegar. So I'm turning 40 this year, and I have little patches. I mean, my hair for the most part has always been pretty okay. But for some reason, I guess the last couple of years I've been in medicine, so it's been extremely stressful. And I started losing hair, and now I have little patches right in the front by the hairline that are kind of like recessing. And so I started using Ayurvedic oils from Banyana Botanicals. I don't know if you've heard of them. And about like maybe about a 4 to 5 months ago, and I saw a good change. But I was really looking forward to like having my hair nice and thick again. And so I heard of you and I was like really excited. But for the oils, I know that it gets like stuck in your scalp, and you said something about apple cider vinegar cleansing. So can you use that in the mask? Because the product that I got from you was the one that's the mask, the tablets, and the oil. So I tried the mask, and you know, it felt really nice. But I know when you're washing it out, just to have the scalp cleanse, can you put like maybe a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar in that?
Yeah, the mask is a type of mask that you can use any liquid that you feel you need at that time. And it can be apple cider vinegar, it can be egg, it can be aloe vera juice, it can be things that you feel are needed for your hair type. I would recommend to be very creative and try it. Just try it once and see how it works. Because, and that goes for everyone. When you're using the Crison products, they are meant to be used in whatever way suits your lifestyle the best. So if you are worried about buildup on the scalp, the hair mask, if you're filtering it and you're just washing it out with your regular shampoo and conditioner, it's not a type of hair mask that the, what is that? The grain is not going to get stuck in your pores. And so you wouldn't really need to use apple cider vinegar, but I do recommend trying it so you can see how it feels, because it might be something that you enjoy. And just believe me, I talk to so many hundreds of you guys every single week, and everyone has a different way of using Crison that they just love, and that's their way of using it. So try it out, experiment, find what works best for you. Know that the Crison products do have so many different ingredients, so they will be extremely beneficial just on their own. And then if you want to add anything to them, you're more than welcome to. It'll help you. It'll help you feel more confident that you're in control of your own hair care routine. Another thing that I notice, especially with medical practitioners, you need to wear your hair usually pulled back, right? Is if that I think that might be something that you kind of have to do. When you're pulling back on your hair like this, your hairline will automatically start to recede further and further back. I used to, when I first married my husband, I used to always put my hair in this tight ponytail at the top of my head. And he used to always say, "No, don't do that. Your hairline is going back. Stop that." And I didn't really understand until I saw some pictures of me now versus back then, because my hair was thin. My hair had thinned a lot, especially around my crown. When you're pulling your hair will fall out. It will eventually get pulled back. So I do recommend, if you have to keep your hair back, change up your part it down the middle one day and pull it in a tight bun, part it down the side the next day, so that your hair is never being pulled in the same place twice. change up that tension, and that will help you. You'll notice that you're going to start getting all these little baby hairs growing back around your hairline. That will happen very soon because if your follicles are still capable of producing hair, your hair will grow. If you're especially giving it all these nutrients, your hair is going to grow. So just make sure that you're not pulling it back in these tight, tight buns all the time, because that is a major cause of hair loss. And receding hairlines is this like Ariana Grande type of style that pulls it back to the back. You just want to be careful with that.
Yeah, and I lose a lot of hair because of the hair thing. And I saw the video that you put that had the metal on the little scrunchie. So a lot of my scrunchies don't have metals, but that's a good point. I guess I didn't realize it, and I'm so used to just pulling my hair back. So thank you.
My sister does the same thing since I think she was in 4th grade. My older sister has always pulled her hair back in these buns, and her hairline is so far back now. So it's just a habit. It's just when you change simple habits in your life, it can really have a good effect on you, on your hair health. If you want to get that thickness back, then you can't really afford to lose any of your hair. So even especially around the front line, just having these little baby hairs, it makes you look and feel so much younger than your age. It helps you to feel really good. It's something that, it's worth saving. So I would just change up your hair part, change up your hairstyle. Um, a lot of you might think I wear my hair down all the time because that's how you guys see me on social media. That's how you see me in my videos. But I do put it in braids and I keep it in a low bun at the nape of my neck. But I'm very careful about pulling on the hairline just because I don't want those hairs to fall out. So I hope that helps you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, guys, let's see. Let me take one last question. Let's see. Is it okay? Okay. Is it okay to use other good skincare products with the skin oils? Absolutely. Well, one of our main things that we try to teach everyone is that Chrisan is meant to be used in whatever routine that you're currently using. So if you're using things like, honestly, I use just the oil and then I use facial masks, but I know a lot of you guys use like retinol and things like that on your skin, moisturizers and things. So if you are using those, you can make sure that the oil goes on top of whatever moisturizer you're using to seal in the moisture. If you put it underneath, it might prevent the moisturizer from doing its job. So just make sure that you guys are able to integrate the Chrisan into your routine in whatever way works best for you. So you are able to use other things. I personally don't, and I know a lot of my users who have reduced their skincare line like crazy. But when you're using natural masks and oils, that's pretty much all you need to maintain a very healthy glow for your skin. I cannot use soap on my skin anymore, like the facial soaps, because it dries it out completely. But I do use masks. I use facial masks, and that removes dead skin. It cleanses the pores. It keeps bacteria from my face. So things like that, you're able to use a variety of ingredients, whatever works for your routine. If there are no more questions, I'm going to let you guys go and have a wonderful day. I'm so glad you all came today.
Oh,
And yeah, it was
can I just say something really quick?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Just really, really quick. How can I get this recorded? Because it says it's being recorded. I'd love to have it so I can take notes.
Yeah, I have. So in the Grow by Kristen course, I'm going to be posting more of our hair related videos. So if you want any of those, you would have to go to growbykristen.com and register for one of the course plans. And that is where all of my hair videos are going, just because our YouTube is going to be turning into more of a family vlog type of channel. So I want to keep a nice separation for those who are specifically for hair and for those who are there for just like family vlogs. So this recording will be there hopefully today. I'm going to try to get on top of it and release it today on that Grow by Kristen course so that it's available for whoever needs it at that time.
Okay, I'll have a look at your course, see what it's about.
And if you can email me also, and I'll send you a link to this video as well, because the course itself, it is a subscription course, and I understand if you have any financial issues or anything like that, and you can't do that. If this is a video that will really help you, send me an email at info@krisanbeauty.com and give me some time to respond to you, because I'm going to try to
Yes.
respond to this today, but I'll send you the link straight to this video. It just won't be available on our main YouTube for everyone to see. It's going to be something that is
Okay.
I send you privately.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. So
Hi.
take care, everyone. Have a wonderful
Oh,
day.
can I ask you for one more thing?
Yes.
Okay. Earlier you mentioned about a coupon for Father's Day. Will that be better than the 15% off? And which one do you recommend us to use if we want a good deal?
So it will be 15% off, though for Father's Day, and it will be site-wide.
Okay.
That will be sent out probably in another 5 hours or so. And so if the Father's Day is, sorry, I got a call at the wrong time. But if the
No problem.
Father's Day special is something that you want to take advantage of, that is something that is limited quantity. So if you get the email, that is kind of like when the gates open, and sometimes things sell out fast. So I would just look for that email. As soon as that comes, you'll know everything's on the site and available at that time.
Okay. Thank you so much.
I
You're
have a,
welcome.
I'm sorry, I have a question.
Go ahead.
In your email, so sorry, I know this is kind
Oh,
of,
you're fine. You're fine.
but in your email, you said that there was like a daily planner that you attached.
Mhm.
I didn't see that in the email. I don't know if I'm missing something.
Did you scroll down to the bottom past the factory video?
Yes, and I saw the YouTube link, the Facebook link, and the Instagram link, but I didn't see I didn't see a doc that was attached.
Okay, it's that's weird. There's like a recipe there, like a green juice recipe, and then above it there's a color daily planner, and if you just click on that, it should be a link to download. If you don't have that, send me an email right now and I'll forward that document to you.
Okay, sorry. So I'll relook at it. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I scrolled on too fast.
Yeah, if you missed it, no worries. I can send it to you again. Just let me know.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, guys, I'll see you. Take care. Bye, guys.